Hello there, Gemini. Thank you for stopping by for your tarot forecast for the week of October 5th through the 11th. On the first day, on Monday, we have a card I'm not so thrilled to see for you guys. I do apologize. Ugh. What you have the Nine of Swords, which tells me that there's something that's heavy, heavy, heavy on your mind and on your heart. So this just tells me that there's a situation that you're obsessive about. You're thinking about it obsessively, and it's to the point that you're probably struggling to actually do the normal things that you would do every single day. You may be struggling to have sleep. The best thing that you can do when you have this type of situation is really take a good hard look at what can I do to influence or control this situation. And whatever it is you can do to influence or control it, do that and then let it go. Because if you keep holding on to this is the type of stress that you don't have any control over, and it can take you down. It can make you sick. So you have to let go of it. So that's the advice that comes in on this card. When you notice yourself obsessing about a problem that you don't have that much control over, do whatever you can and then turn it loose. Turn it over to God. All right, so let's move on to Tuesday, Gemini. Tuesday, you have a much, much, much better card. This is the Empress. And this card tells me that basically you have let that thing go, whatever it is, whenever Tuesday shows up. And you're starting to take more control back of your own life. You're starting to make some decisions that maybe you were letting other people make for you, and you're starting to realize, wait a second, I'm perfectly capable. How come I'm not making these decisions? Let me handle that. And you're starting to do these things that make you happy. You're starting to do the things that call to you. So it's a very good card to have come up, especially right behind that Nine of Swords. To see the Empress cards tells me that you really took that and just totally turned it around and flipped it, which is awesome. So glad to see that on Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, what we have showing up for you Geminis is we have the King of Cups card. And the King of Cups is just talking about somebody that you're going to be interacting with on Wednesday. For most of you, this will be a male, but this is a general reading, so that's not going to apply to every single person. And the King of Cups is somebody who is very comfortable with his emotions. He knows very much how to let himself feel them. He knows how to express them. He knows how to release them when it's time. He has basically written the map on what to do to handle emotions. So you're having an interaction with this person on Wednesday, and Geminis, I have to say what I feel like is like this person is actually giving you some advice in dealing with some of your own emotions that have been a little bit overwhelming to you. So maybe you're talking about the situation that showed up on Monday that had you so worried. Maybe you're talking about something completely different. But either way, he's giving you some really good information that you can use moving forward if you choose to do it. Okay? So that's interaction on Wednesday. Thursday, what we have coming up is a really nice card. This is the Eight of Swords in reverse. And I love this card in reverse. What this card says when it's right side up is that you have a situation in your life that you're not sure how to handle. You don't know how to take it forward without having consequences that you don't want. And the kicker about this card is that even when it comes in right side up like that, it's also saying that the restrictions that you have on yourself are right here. You've created whatever restrictions there are in this situation. So the reason I love to see this card come in backwards or reversed is because that tells me that whatever it was that was holding you back up here, whatever these restrictions were that had kept you from knowing how to move forward with this situation, those restrictions are now gone. You've somehow managed to get yourself a different perspective and look at it and realize, wait a second, I'm the only one that wants this or wants that or wants the other. Nobody else does. I thought everybody else wanted that. They could care less. All of a sudden, the door is wide open as to how you can handle this situation in a way that's going to work. So that's an awesome, awesome, awesome card to have come up. Good for you, Gemini. Friday, what you have coming up is the Hierophant. For some of you, this has to do with weddings, has to do with wedding receptions and not wedding receptions. What am I thinking about? Wedding rehearsals. Wedding rehearsals and the dinner afterwards. For some of you, this has to do with bachelor and bachelorette parties. But Geminis, I feel like you're doing something a lot of you are doing something wedding related on Friday. Wedding related. And this can even have to do with being at work and sitting around and planning with someone who is thinking about getting married or is starting to put some plans together about getting married. It can be something from the very early planning stages all the way up to the rehearsal dinner. Maybe even some of you will be attending a wedding on Friday, but it feels like more something to do with the wedding than an actual wedding to me, at least for most of you. Okay, so let's move on to Saturday. Saturday we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Four of Swords in reverse is a very simple card when it shows up for me. That just means that there's some kind of change of location going on Saturday. So wherever you would normally be on a typical Saturday, you're not gonna, or maybe at least for part of the day, you're not gonna be there. You're gonna be somewhere else, some kind of change of location. Maybe you're going over to a friend's house to help them do some work on their home. Maybe they're adding on to a deck or something like that. Maybe you're taking a little day trip and you're just out driving to look at the fall leaves as they change colors. Of course, this is already mid-October. Maybe that's already over. But anyway, it could be that you're taking a little trip away from home. All kinds of ways that this can manifest, but basically in the place where you normally are on a Saturday, you're not going to spend all day there. In fact, you're not going to spend most of your day there. Okay, so that's Saturday. So Gemini, let's do Sunday. You have the Two of Swords in reverse. This is a decision that you're procrastinating on. This is typically a decision that has to do with two people or two groups of people, and you're trying to be as fair as you possibly can. However, you really want to have more information before you actually make your decision, and that's typically why someone procrastinates whenever this card shows up. So the kicker is, though, when this card shows up, you're not going to be getting a bunch of extra information. You're going to really have to base your decision on your gut, on your intuition, and use that to help you make the most fair decision that you possibly can, because you just flat out are not getting all the information that you would like to have. So Geminis, that is your week. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a few minutes. I appreciate all the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Those of you who have been watching my daily cards, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your loyal support. I appreciate that. Everybody who's had a reading with me and everybody who will, thank you also to you. I appreciate all of your support at whatever level it is. Everyone have a fantastic week. I'll see you back here next time. Peace out.